heard the rumors, the panic, the dread. Tariffs are coming, the headlines all said. But before we boxed up our long box stash, Kyle and Drew dropped a podcast splash. Politics dropped the order, the trade war grew. But comic books, we slipped right through. Crazy loopholes and some old trade codes. Saved our splash pages from new tax loads. Yeah, it's about time, baby, we're free. From capes to indie sheets. No tax on the panels, no fees on the fields. Just pure comic joy, it's been rock through. We're Tarriff-Proof heroes in a comic book fight. Kyle and Drew dropping truth every Friday night. From trades to floppies, our shelves stay stocked. No duty, no drama, just comics that rock. Raise your pull list, shout it out loud. Comics are safe and the fans are proud. We dodge the tariff like a superhero flight. Thanks to section codes and podcast mics. Finally, America threw down the gloves, but Canadian paper still fits like a glove. We keep our variants, our indie scene. No surcharge on that four-color dream. So cue up to cast, it's time to cheer. Kyle and Drew, our voice is clear. Through codes and chaos, they led the charge, making comics fun, profits large. From case to tight, here's what we say. We're printing hope the comic book way. No tax can touch the love we bring. Kyle and Drew got us to laugh and sing. We're Tarriff-Proof heroes in a pop-punk fight. Kyle and Drew dropping truth every Friday night. From trades to floppies, our shelves stay stocked. No duty, no drama, just comics that rock. Raise your pull list, shout it out loud. Comics are safe and the fans are proud. We dodge the tariffs like a superhero flight. Thanks to section codes and podcast mics. No fees on the splash page, no tolls on the fight, just ink on the panels and stories that bite. They said we'd pay, but we said no way. Kyle and Drew had the facts, now it's comic book pages. Tarriff-Proof heroes in a pop-punk fight. Kyle and Drew dropping truth every Friday night. From trades to floppies, our shelves stay stocked. No duty, no drama, just comics that rock. So load up your cart, let's go insane. Tariff-free comics pumping through your veins. No customs crushing our paper delight. Just Kyle, Drew, and the fans taking flies for fun. Comics for profit. No tariffs, just bag and board it. We're comics for fun and profit, and we are always tariff-free.
Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 975. Our comics are originally coming out April the 16th, 2025. But before Drew and I get into what's coming up in your local comic book shops this coming Wednesday, how we doing, Drew? And what's going on in the wide world of comics? Oh, and by the way, Daredevil has been awesome.
It's been awesome. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like, according to CBR, that comic books are going to be exempt from the tariffs.
Hey.
Because the Canadian paper meets some sort of, I don't know, some kind of IEEPA designation that makes it exempt. So the paper wouldn't. So everybody who prints in Canada, I think we're in good shape there. I think China we still might have to pay a little bit for Chinese imported comics, but not as much of a problem as Canada was going to be, because I think it was the majority of comics are printed in Canada. So that was going to be a bummer. Yeah, so that's a bit of good news on the comics front. Maybe not a big rise in prices.
Cutting into both our fun and profit. We don't need that now.
We don't need that. And then some weird, wild, wacky corporate shenanigans.
No, my favorite kind.
Alliance, who in our previous episode had won the auction and bought Diamond. Diamond decided they didn't like Alliance's terms.
What?
And tried to go to the backup bidders of...
Which I heard were a fair good less, if I remember correctly.
A fair good less, yeah. So they tried to go to... Who were the players that they tried to sell it to? It was like... Oh, I can't remember now. Damn, off the top of my head, and I'm looking at it. I was looking at it just a second ago. And so they tried to go to the backup bidders because I think they wanted... There was like they were going to split Diamond basically in half, and one of them was going to take half of the assets, and the other was going to take the other half. And so Alliance was like, "Yo, we just won the auction. Oh, that's how those work. You got to sell to us." And Diamond was like, "No, we don't. We're cool." and so Alliance had to take him to court. They went to bankruptcy court, and yesterday the court ruled that, sorry, Diamond, you don't get to pick and choose among the bidders. You're bankrupt. We determine who gets to buy you, and it's the highest bidder, and it's going to be Alliance. And so the end is now closing on April 25th. Well, they will close the deal. And I think it's going to be a total of like $85 million for all of Diamond's assets, and then they're going to take most of that they're paying for it and just distribute it to all the people.
Say it's just going to be chopped up and given to the people that are owed.
Yeah. So it was almost some corporate shenanigans. And now it's back to Alliance, but so that was as of today at 3:12. The bankruptcy court approved the Diamond sale prices and terms back to Alliance Entertainment, and we just kind of have details on how much is still who's getting what in the deal. They're
given the information.
Yeah. So interesting. Sad, but interesting. And stay tuned for the soap opera that is the comics industry, right? Yeah. But enough about shenanigans. Let's go look at some hot trending comics. How about that?
Yeah, let's head over to good friends at comicbookinvest.com, CBSI, and let's look at their Hot 10 for April 11th, 2025. Let's start with the number one book in comics on the secondary market, Wolverine number 5. This was an interesting week. Many things selling well, but in a week with no real standout performances, this book sneaks to the top of the list, showing how fans aren't tired of Marvel mashups or spoilery covers. Last week's release had good volume, but was barely averaging above cover price. So this week, 180% rise in the average price to $14 on over 40 sales was enough to secure number one spot. High sale of $32. And that is pretty good.
Wonder why there's really no reason for this. It's just a
good old Wolverine. I'm sure there's probably a good story in there somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. At rank 2, we have the Batman: The Dark Knight number 3. On the outside looking in last week, told a lot of folks preferred this cover appearance to the very first issue. This week saw a spike of over 400% in sales, with 35 or more, raising the average sale to $15, with a high of 30 and a CGC 9.4 selling for $80, and that's only on a 9.4.
And why do we want White Rabbit? Why are we excited about her? We really should never skip a week. We miss out on a lot.
Yeah. Easter? At rank 3, Love Everlasting number 1 from our boy Tom King. Indie comic option news strikes again as Sony Pictures is planning to adapt this Tom King series. Good volumes with over 60 sales this week, hitting highs of between $8 and $10, but most sales were cover price or maybe even a little less. Multiple covers as well, as incentives also selling for well under ratio. This bears monitoring to see if premium sales will be on the horizon. And this 60. Next one, near and dear to my heart, Drew, Devil May Cry number 1, another book that we mentioned on the outside looking in last week, saw a decent jump in sales. It seems the anime on Netflix is causing folks to go back to the series. Drew, I'm going to read that for you in the back. The anime series on Netflix spike in this book.
Oh, cool. Good for them. Good for them. This is based on just the anime, or this is based on a video game?
This is a video game property, but they just came out with an anime adaptation that is dope, and therefore that spiked the book again.
Is this a shooter?
Yes. So it's an adventure game where you run around and just kill a bunch of stuff, but it's very
okay. Cool.
All right. Sorry, I was realizing I was reading the rest of this list, but not out loud. Multiple covers as well as a second print in black and white. This book's volume is up over 600% with 20 sales this week as prices have been rather inconsistent. Some cheap sales with a high roll hitting $100 that settled on average around 25. Cover A has been the most movement. There are other options by Pat Lee and a video game cover to be mindful of as well.
975 episodes, and you just realize podcasts are an audio medium.
I know. Never said I was good at this. At rank number 5, Century number 1, Jai Lee cover. Buzz is starting to build for the May release of the Thunderbolts movie, and it seems like folks are turning back towards the first appearance of the Century, who seems to be the focus of the film as the hero/villain. Over 20 sales this week is a 50% jump in volume from last week, while prices remain in the $90 average range for Rawls.
Wow.
A CGC 9.8 sold for a high of $389 this week, where most are in the $350 cheaper. At rank 6, Amazing Spider-Man 238. If you read this week's brand new renumbered number 1 ASM, you saw that Roderick Kingsby's back. So folks are going back and grabbing the first Hobgoblin with or without the tattoos. Up 22% in volume with about 30 sales this week. The average across all sales, graded or unlikewise, is a solid $430. Boy, I can't believe that book's this high. It's hard to gauge as there are many different buy-it options with higher grade Rawls looking like a few hundred, while reader copies missing tattoos can still get $30 to $50. The CGC 9.8 going for $18 to $100 on the second, and that was for a direct edition. Just a reminder for our newsy collectors, not all newsstands are rarer, as when these books came out, newsies were 80% of the publisher's copies, while direct editions were only about 20%. The info is out there. Just take a look before you assume which one's more.
Yeah, it's weird. I always wondered why people went for the newsstand versions, knowing that they were like overprinted. That is weird.
At rank 7, ASM 546. This is my boy Dan Slott writing this one here. Hanging on from last week despite volumes dropping, the excitement for Brand New Day is still rolling. Here, new rumors that Sadie Sink may even be playing Sarah Ehart, better known as the first Jackpot. So interest in this run should remain strong. That said, despite volume slowing down, this still had more than most this week, with more than 80 sales, rising the average 20% to $24. A CGC 9.8 high sale was for $225.
I did not remember that there was already a Jackpot. I thought MJ was the new invention Jackpot. So
yeah, I must have missed that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
At rank 8, all new Venom number 5. Last week's number 1 book also manages to hang on to the list despite dropping to the bottom half as volumes have slowed while prices remain consistent. With more than 70 sales this week, the average is up a scant 7% to $48, while high sales only hit 75. That means less cheap copies coming to the market as prices have leveled out to be pretty consistent across the board. And that looks like Mary Jane on the Jackpot cover there. So.
Yeah. Yep.
G.I. Joe, the Real American Hero, Jinx, number 1, the 1 in 25 cover. Jorge Fornes on this cover, this red, white, and blue cover. That's pretty cool. Sorry, I was kind of caught reading it and looking at it. New this week, the second special silent issue continues a connecting cover set for the 1 in 25 for these specials as a foil version of the cover B that also spells out the I in G.I. Joe. So 3 more on the way, but this week, this one has done well after only 2 days on the market. About a dozen sales with an average of $36. This even had multiple high sales of $50. Curious if his will spread interest in the subsequent 1 in 25s or even the prior Beachhead special that featured the G in GIG.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. I guess once you start, you've got to finish them, right? You can't not spell out your whole word.
Exactly.
It's funny.
At 10, Drew, here we go. Star Wars #1 facsimile 1 in 25. I'm still not personally a fan of new art on facsimile editions, but the market seems to still enjoy them every so often. This week's classic Star Wars #1 not only gets the foil treatment option, but also this new Vader-centric offering from Jerry Ordway. Just over a dozen sales this week, averaging of $35. This book is neck and neck with Jinx here at the bottom. Really, it was a toss-up, as the single high sales were $52.
Interesting.
All right, and 10. So down to our notable sales. Silver Surfer. Ooh, this one's going to be big. Silver Surfer #1. Not just a personal favorite, but an all-time high for the first appearance of Shala Ball. Well, we should clarify that this CGC 9.8 sale for $132,000 actually matches the last sale back in January of 2024. Anyway, you look at it, it's still a giant sale for a beautiful book in such a high grade.
Wow, that's amazing.
And another slobber knocker here, Drew. Incredible Hulk #1, another all-time classic, sees an all-new all-time high. It's a CGC 9.0 for this monster, selling for $312,000. Yes, folks, you could buy a small house or Hulk #1.
312,000 is a small house. Damn. What is going on
in California? It's just a bungalow.
Oh, I gotcha.
All right, Drew, that is what's going on the secondary market, and let's head on over, Drew. One of my favorite little catalogs to peruse months in advance. These previews of ours, I love them. The Image catalog.
It's great.
The #6 Image monthly catalog. I'm sorry, the Image Scene, I think it's called. Image Scene. #6
Gotcha.
is on the horizon for 74 digital pages, it looks like. Let's see if it's crammed full or if it's just like Marvel where it's all out of order and dumb.
Let's hope it. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
How long has it been since we've seen a BKV installment on the front cover?
I know. I'm really excited. I cannot wait to dig into that one.
But they're going to punt it a couple pages because the #1 book in here is Blood Letter #1 by Joseph Illidge and Tim Seeley with Christian Rosado on art. $4.20 is 24 pages for a first. Is that normal? This is a Spawn Universe book. Never mind.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? $24 or 24 pages, $3.99. Spawn Universe. Got it. Now, this is a hardcover. It's not a real floppy comic. Oh well, it's BKV. I'm in.
Okay. Well,
Spectators hardcover, 344 pages, coming out in September. Putting the graphic back in graphic novel, this unconventional supernatural romance takes a hard look at sex and violence in the very different ways we obsessively watch both. You had me at BKV, you had me again at sex and
this came out on his Substack, and it was in installments, and I believe it was a free Substack, so you could have read this already. I did not want to read it that way. I wanted to read it in a big meaty chunk and just pray that eventually he would collect it, and he did. I am super psyched about this. I love Brian K. Vaughan. I love everything he does. Even the incomprehensible stuff is still pretty interesting. So this is cool. It's 344 pages for only $30 plus whatever discount you get from Cowabunga or Deep Discount Comics. However you get your comics, it's a bargain. You got to get this. It's an unconventional trim size. It's an unconventional subject matter. It's the guy he worked with on Pride of Baghdad, which was a cool little OGN back in the day. I love that. I give me more BKV since I don't get enough Saga in my life. They take too many damn breaks. But this is going to be great, and I can't wait. I can't wait to read it. I'm super psyched. Look at these pages, dude. They're so good.
Turtles look good.
Look at that art. That looks so awesome. Cool. And nice and bloody.
Yeah, no kidding. Gehenna Naked Aggression #1 by Patrick Kenlon. Crime and mystery action adventure. There's a contract out on Galen. She's managed to stay alive long enough that the contract has been resolved several times as consolidated debt between criminal organizations. Now she intends to put a stop to the chain of custody on that contract with a bullet.
These pages look great too. It's gonna be good. That's gonna be awesome. Who's doing it? Who's doing the writing on it?
Patrick Kinlan.
Oh yeah, that'll be good. Man, I gotta get that one. Oh, look what's back, Kyle. Lazarus Fallen.
Oh snap!
This has got to be the final.
It's
arc
Rucka.
for this. Yeah, and it's only a floppy. It's just so they were doing quarterly for Lazarus Risen, and quarterly I put in quotes because it did not come out every 3 months. We were lucky to get it every 6, and it took forever. Still great, but it just took forever to get there. So we've got this one single floppy comic, and we'll see when issue 2 of Lazarus Fallen comes out.
Yeah.
But it's been fun. Lazarus has been fun. Lazarus will be a great omnibus one day when it's all said and done, and you can just read all the Lazarus together.
Yeah, just give me a big old hardcover that says like the saga of forever.
Yeah, and if it hasn't been optioned yet, at some point somebody's going to discover it and option it, and it'll be hold on to your early floppies is all I'm saying. Keep on that early Lazarus #1, especially the one I got signed by Rucka over at C2E2. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep that one.
Let me see what I have as far as it's concerned.
I bet you got plenty.
Yeah.
You read it at the beginning.
Started in 2013. I have a copy of the number of the A, I have the cover A. I have the Comics Asylum cover as well, and I have the second print on number 1. And then I have everything all the way through 28. I have every issue of that first.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's solid. Yeah, I
have 3 total copies of cover 1 or of issue 1. So let's go, baby.
Let's go. Get some interest, get some options, get some bidding on this property, and stick the landing, please.
Yep. Copra number 50 by Michael Fife. I do it.
I believe you missed news from the Fallout.
Did I? Oh, I started looking at the pages and forgot to talk about it. Yes. Chris Condon, news from the Fallout #1 of a 6-issue series, 32 pages, $3.99 horror dystopia. Post-apocalyptic, this is just apocalyptic. I don't know if it's post-apocalyptic, but it's apocalyptic.
Yeah,
and this is of course Chris Condon from That Texas Blood.
So the apocalypse is happening. It's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're in the middle of it. In 1962, Nevada, a nuclear bomb test goes horribly awry and unleashes a contamination into the atmosphere that turns people rotten. All right, I'm in.
I don't know if we love the black and white murky art. I'm not sure I do anyway, but if the story's good and can overcome that.
Gives me kind of a Fallout vibe. I like it.
Yeah.
Now we're into Copra #1, sorry.
Yeah, now we're there. Copra 50. And has this been like off the... It's been a long time coming for this.
That's what I was trying to figure out exactly. The Death of Copper standalone epilogue marks a comic book milestone for the one-man comic juggernaut Michael Fife, flipping the Copper vibe, blah, 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 blah. It's the 50th and landmark final issue. So
I don't believe I read anything, but maybe I probably sampled the first issue.
Well, it is superheroes, so you would probably be blah.
That's true. That's your boy Scotty Young back too.
Yeah, Hate Fairyland 41, and of course cover B. The F word for Fairyland. Don't forget those.
Oh, they're still doing those?
Yep, still doing those cover Bs. Cannot be. Assorted Crisis Events 4, Bitterroot, Next Movement 4 of 5, Black Ritual, The Book of NYX 3, Blood and Thunder 2, Blood Squad 7, 9, Bug Wars 5, Cold Witch 2, Dark Honor 2, Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger Spawn 8, Department of Truth 32, Exquisite Corpses 2, Farmhand 22, Rob Gilroy, Feral 14, I'm ashamed to say I don't recognize the horror cover. Dang it. I hate it when I'm not good at those.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. The font looks familiar. But
Free Planet #2, G.I. Joe 8, Joshua Williamson continuing on theirs. Cool little Alan Qua, and it's another really good covers. G.I. Joe, the original Larry Hama numbering of 317.
I was going to say, what if it's confusing for readers to go between two different continuities in G.I. Joe, one in Inner John and one Classic Joe, and back and forth, and do they get confused? And then I realized I read like 17 Batman books, all with different continuities going on. So, absolutes and this multiverse Batman and that multiverse Batman and the standard one and this one over in Batman and Robin and this one that acts differently in Batman Year One, Batman and Robin Year One. So I guess, we're okay. We can manage as comic through multiple content.
Geiger 15, Golden Rage, Mother Knows Best 3 of 5. Sorry, children. Gunslinger Spawn 45. I was a fashion school serial killer 3 of 5. That is a heck of a cover A on that one. That's weird.
Still haven't read that first issue. I've got it sitting there. I've got to read that.
With a cover like that, you got to.
Mm-hmm.
Invincible Universe Battle Beast number 3. Kaya 27. Wow, Kaya's gone way longer than I thought it would. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you, Wes Craig. King Spawn 47. I don't understand why all the Spawn stuff's not in the same spot. Am I dumb for thinking that?
It feels like it'd be a natural fit to put them in a row.
Yeah. Lost Fantasy 2. Lucky Devils 5 of 9. Charles Soule on that one. Medieval Spawn 3 of 4. Monkey Meat 4 of 5. Juniba on that one. Moon is Following Us. The last issue of The Moon is Following Us. Oh, I love that cover B.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's kind of a Where the Sidewalk Ends.
Oh, I'll get it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Moonshine Bigfoot 3 of 4. Night 17. Null Hunter 9 of 10. The Patchwork Girls of Oz 5. Phantom Road 13. Radiant Black 35. Rat City, their Spawn Universe title. Red Coat 13. Jeff Johns. Beautiful book. Rogue Sun 28. Sam and Twitch Case File 16. You still doing Sam and Twitch?
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Scorched 43. John Layman there. Bjorn Barons with a gorgeous cover B. I love that he's doing some of these books instead of covers. Seasons 5. Sleep 2 of 8. Spawn 367. More Merca Indolfo Sweet Paprika open for business 5 of 5. That one's ending, but we seem to always get more. So while it's ending, I'm convinced they'll have a new one next month.
They will definitely.
Yeah. Tin Can Society Penultimate 8 of 9. Transformers 21. Derek Chew with a nice 1 of 25. But I love that. Man, I hate it when the cover that I think is gorgeous is a 1 in 50. That Pie Par that just has Starscream there.
Oh,
that's
that
so
is?
Gorgeous.
Okay.
I love the Derek Chew too. Man, friggin' Transformers, you cost me so much. Not only do you have 10 friggin' versions of your number one book, but you do all this crap out. Universal Monsters, The Mummy 4 of 4. Of Undiscovered Country 31. Void Rivals 20. Walking Dead 114. Love that. I love that. That's awesome. What's the name of Tiger again? Lilith? Lucille? No, not Lucille, but
no, Lucille was the bat.
Yeah. Oh, which Negan is in Fortnite now, just swinging a bat around. It's crazy. It's awesome, and it's the comic version of Negan. It's comic book Negan. Really cool. Walking Dead 115. We're taking everyone down with us 4 of 6. You'll Do Bad Things 4 of 6. Young Blood Deluxe 3. Oh, and then we have just a big old page break there as we head into the collected editions, and I'll let you take over a little bit of that.
Altamont gets a hardcover. This is Eric Hanna and Charlie Adler of Walking Dead fame doing this book. That'd be worth it for some Charlie Adler art.
Mm-hmm.
The Complete Spirit gets a hardcover that looks pretty sweet as well. Darwin Cook, the late great Darwin Cook. Jim Apparo's DC Classics Artist Edition hardcover. I don't know why this.
It's so weird to see that in Image.
Why is that an Image? How does that work? What did they buy?
That is the question.
How do they own this? That's weird.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yep.
King Spawn Origins gets a hardcover. Letter 44 Compendium. This is one of my all-time great favorites. Such a good book.
That's how many issues was?
I want to say 40, maybe.
I can't
maybe
remember
30.
If it went to 44 issues or not. I couldn't remember on that one.
30.
It's 744 pages.
Yeah. So, it's probably 30 something because 22 ish pages per thing. So yeah, it usually says what it collects.
Yeah, it's what it normally does.
Yeah, it doesn't do that here. Local Man gets a deluxe hardcover. Old Guard gets a hardcover. That looks nice. Salmon Twitch gets a compendium, and I wonder if this is the original Salmon Twitch.
Yeah, collect Salmon Twitch 126 case files of Salmon Twitch 1 and 25, and the Twitch and the Writer 1 through 4.
Yeah, so this is right up my alley. I can catch up.
Look at that story by Bendis, McFarlane, Mark Andreyko, Luca Bellino.
I didn't realize Bendis did Salmon Twitch back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
99. Wonder what hell was I doing in 99? Wasn't reading comics. The Seasons is collected. It's volume 1. It can't be more than 3 or 4. Yeah, it's 4 issues. Not a great collection, but I get the economics. Makes sense. Spawn manga gets collected. Whatever. Don't even remember that happening. Standstill gets a hardcover for its 8-issue run. Transformers, the worst bot ever, meets Ballpoint, an OGN trade paperback. So he's a transforming pen, I guess.
Yeah.
This is something new, right? This didn't exist.
I am unfamiliar with this in any way.
Yeah. So it's a middle grader Transformers series for poor little Ballpoint. Kind of funny. I like the idea. And the art's clever. A little all age, which is fine. Blood Squad 7, Con Season, Volume 2, trade paperback. The Complete Witchblade, Volume 4, hardcover. Criminal, Wrong Time, Wrong Place, new printing, Volume 7. This was a great one. All the criminals are great, so you can't go wrong. Geiger, Volume 3, collected. Hack Slash Body Bags collected. Invincible Volume 10 trade. Snot Girl Volume 4 collecting 16 through 20. That's the new stuff. Spawn Origins Book 16 hardcover. And that rounds us out, I think. So really strong at the top, out of the gate with, although I'm not real keen on Bloodletter, yet another Spawn universe. I am super keen on Spectators. Really want that. Super keen on Gehenna, News of the Fallout, and of course Lazarus Fallen. Those are all
that Lazarus book got me hyped.
Those are the ones that I'm really psyched about. So 4 solid gateway drugs for me, bringing me into the new stuff in June. So I'm excited about all that.
That's awesome. All right, Drew, are you excited to head on over to our good friends at coverprice.com and find out what else is happening in the secondary market as we blow through some more cool stuff we're finding that's spiking a little bit, taking off due to some speculation on the market or just some dope covers. We're going to start with a new one here, Amazing Spider-Man 546, the regular Steve McNiven cover. It's been a while since we've heard any news related to the Tom Holland-driven Spider-Man films. Recently, the film's title was released, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now that title shares a name with this run, which also introduced the fandom to Mr. Negative, Freak, and the second Jackpot. So here's where we have our Jackpot jumping.
Yeah.
That immediately put this book firmly in the fans' crosshairs, despite not knowing for sure if the film would share the plot line with this run. This reminds me of when we got The Last Jedi for Star Wars, and everybody went back to the book titled Last Jedi. Which
that's true.
Everything. The film will supposedly drop next year, so we'll inevitably have a clearer picture as we inch closer. Until then, the title drop was enough for fans to secure the book in droves. We tracked 143 copies sold. I'm going to read that again. 143 copies sold.
That's amazing.
High sale of $170 for CDC 9.8, $23 for Raw. At rank 2, Helverine number 5. In the past, Venomizing was all the rage. Now characters are being Helverized. This book marks the first cover appearance of Hell Hulk, a devilish new variant that fans are eager to get their hands on. 30 copies, $54 for CDC 9.8. Current Raw for $9.
That's it. Hell Hulk.
Hell Hulk, No Fury. Drew, I know you and I are both all in with DC.
Yeah,
Rank number 3, we have DC all in special number 1, the regular wraparound cover. DC is all in with their Absolute series, and it's paying dividends. Fans are flocking to each new Absolute title and backtracking to snag the ones they missed. We've seen a steady run at this book, especially as it's where it all got started. It features the first appearance of the big 3, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman. Each of their runs took the fan base by storm, and now they're fully on board, or all in and along for the ride. Tracking 22 copies sold, high sale $170 for CC 9.8, and Rawls settling at $16. Noble Causes, Family Secrets, number 3.
Okay.
Jim Valentino, cover B. This is, of course, the Days of Future Past homage. There is a subset of the Invincible fan base which claims this is the first appearance. He appears in an advertisement for the book coming out down the line. Invincible's first issue has come out on top in the debate, but it's still an underrated key in the Invincible realm. It's also an excellent X-Men 141 homage to boot, which makes it an easy book for some collectors to add to their private collections, and a pricey one at that, tracking 13 copies sold at a high sale of $500 for CC 9.8 and Rawls for $125.
Point of order, if I may, if it pleases the court. We do not give credence to ads as first appearances for books that predate the actual first appearance. They get no preferential treatment in the court of comics for fun and profit. They go in the same bucket as a previews catalog solicit that would predate the comic coming out. No, and with extreme prejudice, no on that. I hope I didn't vacillate there. There's no way.
No, you were pretty staunch in that, and you've been pretty staunch since the day one. You have it. There's no flipping or flopping on that one.
No.
Sorry, I lost where I was at. Batman.
Well, my soapbox derailed.
Yeah. Sorry, I scrolled down and did not scroll back up. Yeah. Batman: The Dark Knight number 3. Recently, it is reported that Brie Noel would be joining Peacemaker season 2 as White Rabbit. There's your answer for that.
Yeah. Do we know who Brie Noel is?
She's really pretty.
Really pretty, I bet. Look her up. Yep. You are right. Pretty girl.
The market is both difficult and easy at times.
Yeah. She sold a whopping 7 copies, though.
Yeah. 7 copies. I sell $30, settling down to 6. Green Lantern 21, the Mark Spears cover. As the Mark Spears, everything continues to go. Mark Spears apparently can't miss. Green Lantern gets the Spears as his treatment this week, featuring Hal Jordan conjuring a straight-up elephant from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, very weird.
It's wild and exactly what fans are turning for. 11 copies in the secondary market. High sale of $57, $50 for those 1.5. It's a double ratio. Daredevil number 1, Julian Totino Tedesco cover. Spoiler warning, not for me. I'm watching these. White Tiger was killed in Daredevil Born Again and used the Punisher moniker to do it. The main culprit is Officer Cold North, who first appeared in this book. He's got a thing for Old Red and the Punisher, and not in a good way. It's a minor key for fans of the series to secure numerous keys associated with the series now. Tracking 17 copies sold in the secondary market. High sale of $65 for 9.8 and $18 for near mint. Invincible returns number 1. This has been on here a few different times. Grand Regent Thrag is a bad man and major player in the Invincible universe that has flown under the radar for years. His first appearance is this book. 19 copies in the secondary market. High sale of $264 for CGC 9.8. Rawls for $60. New Avengers 33, that beautiful Del Auto cover. This book marks the first appearance of the final in cursive event, and without going into too much detail, it essentially ended the universe to a degree. It also was an event leading up to the more modern Secret Wars event, one numerous fans are speculating is the plot they'll adapt in the new Avengers film coming down the line. It's a killer Doctor Doom cover, so much going for this book, and it's starting to garner more attention in the aftermarket, tracking 12 copies in the secondary market. High sale of $34 for Raw, settling to $24. And Mark Spears' Monsters number 1, 5th print, 1 in 20 Evil Dead homage cover. It's about time Mark Spears' team set their eyes on Evil Dead, and dang, did they do it justice. These layered homages are never ending, and neither is the line of collectors aiming to get one. Mark Spears does it again for the 1 in 20th fifth print ratio. Say that 10 times fast. Tracking 10 copies in the secondary market, $70 is what you're going to buy it for.
Wow. Go Mark Spears. The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, no doubt.
At rank 11, we have Amazing Spider-Man, the free comic book day from 2007. When set photos of Spider-Man No Way Home leaked, it revealed a familiar organization to many fans, Feast, F-E-A-S-T. Sparked rumors that the main villain for the film would be Mr. Negative. As we all saw, that rumor was not true. The rumor has resurfaced for Spider-Man Brand New Day. A known leaker has claimed Marvel and Sony have released a casting call for an Asian actor aged 30 to 50, which many speculate to be casting for Mr. Negative. Choosing not to miss out, tons of fans went to the aftermarket to pick up his first cameo appearance, and 24 copies sold, high sale of $1.99 for a 9.8, and Raw's around $16. Okay. Daredevil Volume 2, number 58 or 438 Legacy. Hector Ayala's death was used as a catalyst for many plot threads in Daredevil Born Again. One of those plots focuses on his niece, Angela Del Toro. In the comics, Angela is the fourth incarnation of the White Tiger, following in her uncle's footsteps. She's much not younger in this iteration, but still follows her uncle's lead with tenacity. It was her capture that caused Matt to don the Daredevil mantle once more, which in turn may inspire her to don her uncle's role as the new White Tiger. The hints are all there, but nothing concrete has been revealed yet. First appearance is heating up, 15 copies, high sale of $20 for a Raw. So that ain't too shabby. Rank 13, we have Spawn 356, the Mark Spears regular cover. So Mark Spears, people are going back to find some of his early work. 9 copies moved, high sale of $80 for a 9.8. Raw's around $22. Go Mark Spears. Storm number 4, the NetEase Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals still has some staying power. We thought it'd be gone by now, but it's still around. 7 more copies sold. High sale of $50 for Near Mint Raw. Invincible number 25 comes in at rank 15, continuing to come off of the finale of the 3rd season of the series, the animated series. 8 more copies of this one sold with a high sale of $50 for a Raw. Marvel Rivals number 1, the Peach Momoko Virgin 1 in 100. So that's a deep one. You gotta spin for this one. High sales of $150 for Near Mint Raw. Looks like 10 of them sold, and so a little bit more than ratio, not much. At rank 17, we've got The Last Boy, the Adam Hughes Virgin 1 in 25. The Tinkerbell cover continues to draw the eyes of many. The story itself has been doing well for a retelling of a Peter Pan fairy tale, but it's really the cover that's taking the aftermarket by storm. 8 more copies of this sold. High sale of $140 for a Raw. For a 1 in 25, that's pretty good.
Jeez.
At rank 18, we have G.I. Joe Real American Hero Silent Mission Edition number 21, the 1 in 25 foil. These continue to sell. 9 copies of this one sold. High sale of $40 for a Raw. At rank 19, we have I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer number 1, the Jai Lee cover, 1 in 10, Death So's Address. Good old-fashioned serial killer storylines continue to sell. This one moved with a high sale of $15 for Raw. Got to read it now. Got to read it. And at rank 20, we have the old school Spider-Man number 1, the Todd McFarlane relaunch. Sold millions of copies. This one has sold 35 more. High sale of $84 for a 9.8. Raw's around $15. Good stuff.
Heck yeah. A lot of variety of things. Sorry, just going over some of the covers. I was reading some more about that Peter Pan book.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you like that. You called that a long time ago.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. All right, sorry, I was distracted, but I'm back now. All right, let's head on over to good friends at Lunar Distribution, and let's look at what's going on there. We're getting a little bit more. We got quite a few dots here in Lunar Distribution, finding the things released on the 16th. And starting with some Flash books. Absolute Flash, number 2. 5 covers.
I'm not reading that one. I was going to, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm just going to focus on Absolute Batman and Absolute Superman.
There you go.
Can't read anymore.
Batman 615 facsimile edition, continuing the hush through line of these Batman facsimiles we've been getting.
Should be close to finishing up.
Nah,
we got World's Finest, Batman Superman number 38, World's Finest, with April Fool's cover.
Oh yeah,
kind of cool.
Yeah, Catwoman 75.
Yeah, those are some great ones. Then Huck Lee, love that.
We don't talk enough about the Frank Cho covers. They're gorgeous.
That's true. Something called Buried Long Ago, I'm sorry, from Anthony Cleveland and Alex Cormack. This is a Mad Cave book. Looks like a kind of a serial killer type book, or family. What do they call it? Family eradicator, when they kill the whole family.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Well, this is Catwoman 75 that you mentioned.
Oh, that's right. It is 75.
It's 75. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been chucking right along.
Torin Grongbeck currently writing.
Yeah, I'm looking at that Frank Cho you mentioned. It looks good.
Yeah. DC Cross, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 of its 5-issue series. Challengers of the Unknown 506. Detective 1096. Beautiful cover A, Michael Janin.
What about Bruno Redondo?
I was just about to say, and that Bruno Redondo, and whoever this is on Derek Chu's cover is awesome as well.
Why is it $6? Has it always been $6?
Well, the $6 cover is the card stock.
Oh, card
it's
stock.
$4.99 for the first 2. Just that Derek Chu's the card stock.
Gotcha. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
But if you want those 9/8, it's easier to get with a card stock, right?
This is true. I Lie Popeye continuing to do its copies, and this time it's got a video game homage on its cover C, and that is, of course, Super Mario 2. I love that.
You think that's 2?
I know that's 2, because the spinach is where the turnip would be.
Okay. All right. I believe you.
I understand. You're like, hey, why wouldn't it be 4? I'm with you.
Yeah, I got you.
Hack and Slash Body Bags 4. Love that. Kalman Androsky cover. That's really cool. Hexiles is ending with its 6th issue, 6 of 6. Almost missed G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, The Spirit, number 1. I believe this is another one of those silent issues. Yes.
Yeah.
Silent issue of The Spirit.
Hive gets a 3rd printing for its 1st issue.
That's such a good 3rd printing.
Yeah, that's great. Another Mercy Sparks one-shot. Those have been around for decades, it feels like, at this point. Mine is a Long Lonesome Grave, 3 of 4. Nightwing hits 125. That's cool. And with a new story arc launch. And a Francavilla cover. Pin-up Apocalypse. No, Pin-up Apocalypse. Pin-up Apocalypse. Second printing for that. Multiple.
It's covers. Massive, and Massive is on its 2nd print doing 3 subsequent pressings, or 3 subsequent variants of the 2nd printing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Summer of Superman Special number 1. Holy Alexander's Lozano cardstock cover.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
That is really nice. Yeah. And everybody these covers are like not of the same style. They're like so starkly different. You know, the Chrissy Zulo Mingo is nothing like the John Jang or the Mahmoud Asrar or that Lozano that you mentioned. They're just very different. Cool. Appeal to a lot of different folks.
I skipped over Saga Trade Paperback number 2, the reissue. We're doing the new editions of the Saga trades. More Saga is not a bad thing.
That's true. Some Wonder Woman. And some Walking Dead, some Wonder Woman, and Zatanna's 3. So some good stuff there.
Yeah. Sweeney Boo with a good. All right, heading over to what we have of Previews World here. Looking at items for the 16th. Some of our Image books, Falling in Love in the Path to Hell. There's that High 3. Oh, yeah, Snot Girl 20. Yeah. Youngblood Deluxe #1. The Youngblood. Of course, Rob Liefeld on that reissue.
Boom. I think they're phasing Boom out completely.
Yep.
Over to PHR.
Yep. Titan Comics.
Poor Titan.
Loose Ends 3. Conan 20.
I mean, like, so Marvel's here, right? Marvel's on this list.
Yes.
And have they been getting paid for their books?
I doubt it.
It's really weird. It's really tough to.
Fantastic Four 4. Godzilla vs. Hulk. That Stonehouse cover is kind of cool. I like that. A lot of Ed McGuinness cover. A lot of good covers there.
What is that facsimile? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I did read Godzilla versus Fantastic Four. It was pretty good. I may check out this Hulk.
Superior Avengers, Drew. Another Superior book.
Interesting.
Superior Avengers #1. A few different ones there.
And what is the conceit here?
And there came a day, unlike any other, when Doctor Doom ruled the world, and he needed an Avengers team of his own. Christophe Bernard, the son of Victor Von Doom, has been tasked with building the newest iteration of Earth's mightiest heroes. Could be interesting.
Could be. I think I've got enough One World Under Doom tie-ins, though. I don't know that I need to add any new ones.
Drew, can I go ahead and pick my pick of the week with my heart and not care about whether it makes any money?
Sure.
Ultimate Wolverine #4, David Aja. Holy poop on us. I want it. I love David Aja so much.
Which one is it? Show me.
Ultimate Wolverine #4. Cover B, David Aja.
Oh, look at him. He's so good.
He's so good.
He's so darn good.
Wolverine 8.
And some Dynamite books.
Yeah, DuckTales, Red Sonja, Darkwing Duck,
giant-sized wacky races. It's funny.
Interesting, yeah.
Some back half books. We're going to do some liquidation on some of the crossed backstock.
I love that we're still talking crossed. I wish we were still writing crossed, but I love that we're still talking about it.
Yeah, we still got plenty of back issues. I mean, you can build quite a little collection here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 6 count of 97 through 100 annuals for $20. There you go. Yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird having multiple vendors, catalogs, and the crossovers, and a couple that are on this list that aren't on the other list, but a couple on this list that vice versa. It's very strange. Most of this is manga.
Mm-hmm.
At least it seems to be.
Seems manga-ish.
Very manga heavy. Manga heavy and liquidation of Avatar and Boundless.
Yeah.
Property. When they must have owned? Did they own them or something, or buy them out? I wonder what the heck what this is all about. Why they're just continue to do this month in, month out.
Yeah.
I am diligently searching.
Yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 8. Pretty good Kevin Eastman cover there.
Was definitely on a Boundless Avatar kick there for a while. But I don't remember some of these.
Mm-hmm. All right, Drew, I've come to the end. So this is the point of the podcast where I ask for your pick of the week. What's the one pick to run over to your local comic book shop, snag up, and put in a bag, board, and even maybe a top loader? Just be like, hey, this thing's going to blow up one day. Gotta have it. Or, boy, do I want to read.
I am going to have to go with a Mad Cave #1, buried long ago. Based on true events from 1901 to 1908, Belle Guinness lured dozens of lonely men to her Indiana farm and murdered them for money.
Yeah.
As they probably deserve. So I'm going to go with this little female serial killer book. Looks kind of creepy and might be good.
There you go. Love the Summer of Superman special #1, that Alexandro Lozano card stack cover. A couple other really cool things in here, like some of those subsequent third prints of some things. See,
but
that,
we know what
Hive third print was cool, but I have to take my Ultimate Wolverine #4 just because I don't get very many David Aja covers. So when I can, I am going to take one, and I think it's gorgeous, and I want it in my collection.
It is really great, and the negative space with the snow is really awesome, and I couldn't do that. It just looks great. Looks great. That's why David Aja is the man.
That's exactly right. The use of colors and centering and everything. I love it. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Speaking of perfect, Drew and I have put out yet another perfect episode of Snoopy next week. We thank you guys for dying along with us as we head through all the comics and all the fun things coming out in this world of comics. We appreciate you. If you want more comics for fun and profit, if you want more Kyle and Drew, head on over to patreon.com, find comics for fun and profit, toss a couple bucks our way, help pay for the podcast, keep the lights on, get things ad-free and early, get some of our reviews and fun things right off the bat. So we appreciate you guys so much. For Drew and for myself, see ya.
1, 2, 3, 4. La la la. Here we go. Sitting around the microphone, Kyle and Drew on the show. Got some news that made us jump. Now we're gonna let you know. They tried to shut us down, put taxes on our books, but we found a way around. Yeah, we beat the system. Look, we're exempt from everything except having fun. No more worrying about what they've done. Comics safe from tariffs today. We're exempt from everything. Let's celebrate. Trade wars couldn't stop our art. Comics standing tall and free. Kyle and Drew spread the word on their podcast, you and me. We're exempt from everything except having fun. No more worrying about what they've done. Comics safe from tariffs today. We're exempt from everything. Let's celebrate. Whoa. Emergency powers tried to take control.